Our conversation starts now, and our focus is on the recent release by the World Economic Forum Global Competitiveness Index report, ranking Nigeria 127th out of 144 countries profiled. Of course, this has caused more than a few palpitations among Nigerians and, of course, relevant agencies with regard to this new ranking. I'm being joined on the program by two gentlemen for us to take a closer look at this report and, of course, look at the parameters that was used to judge Nigeria. The head research and intelligence of BGL Group, Femi Ademola, and Mr. Oji Udemezu is a financial management consultant. Both gentlemen join me on the program this morning. Good morning, and thank you so much for coming in.
Good morning, Harry.
Good morning, Harry.
So it's well, the report was released last week, but most of financial market watchers like yourselves have definitely sat down, read the report, digested it. So let's talk about it. In the last 5 years, the rankings have kind of been mixed. What, 2010 or thereabouts, Nigeria was 99th, and then it now went down again to 127th. We came back to 115th, then 120th, then 127th. Femi, let me start with you. What are your thoughts on in the last 5 years ranking of Nigeria by this by the World Economic Forum?
Let me say this: the ranking. Anytime we hear about competitiveness, what you're talking about is like a race. Like a race, we're competing with other people. Like some people will say, the cause of competitive market is that you don't keep an opportunity forever, because other guys are checking through. They want to do the same thing you are doing, or even better at it. So we are competing with other guys. It's either we keep on improving, and then those guys will keep running after us to make sure they don't get our place, or we slow down and they try to overtake. So every year, what these people do is they try to check what has happened. If Nigeria was ranked 99, and we are happy then the next thing we want to do is to make sure that how we were ranked, what was part of the thing that made us to be 99 economy in terms of competitiveness. We want to improve on them. In fact, improve on them really, because any point in time when they rank you, they're going to give you what the positive that make you get that rank, and what are the negative. Work on the negative, ensure that you turn them positive, and work on the positive to ensure that they are more positive. Then other guys will be coming. Then you may be going up the ladder rather than falling down.
Okay, now Oji, let's look at the fact it was in 2009-2010 actually that ranking put Nigeria at 99th out of 133 countries that were assessed. Now, between then and now, the ranking has gone topsy-turvy, 127th, 127th, then 115, 120. And, you know, just like Femi actually just pointed out, we have to keep making ourselves more competitive. So how was it in 2009-2010 that we were ranked 99th, that we couldn't keep up with that aspect of being competitive and dropped now to where we are at 127?
Yeah, well, we won't forget in a hurry the impact the global meltdown had in all the economies all over the world. Nigeria was, quite all right, very well, adversely impacted by that, just like other world economies. But it's even good to note that Nigeria has more or less recovered somewhat, in an encouraging manner since the meltdown. So in terms of macroeconomic environment and indices, we are not doing so much badly. But what you find is that, this ranking is based on about 12 pillars. You have to look at those 12 pillars to see how do we fare along those pillars. Between 2009 till now, have we got better in building strong institutions? That was the focus. During the little time Yaradua was there, there was some effort to see that we had strong institutions, even though he was slow. When His Excellency took over, Dr. Goodluck, we also saw strong effort to make sure that we have strong institutions. But comparing 2009, that's 2010, to now, I don't think we're actually getting better in terms of how our institutions are. Because these are the key pillars. There are about 4 key pillars that, decide how well you're ranked, even though there are 12 on the whole. Institutions, infrastructure, and then macroeconomic environment, and then you look at primary health and health care and primary education. If you look at these 4, of course, in addition to other ones, you find that we haven't taken any conscious effort in the past 4 years to drive improvement in these areas. We have not seen stronger, maybe judicial system, such that if you have any issue commercial litigation in Nigeria, you can see it through within 3-4 years. We don't see a government institution that is very conscious of doing what they say they will do and keeping the promises they make to the people. Even though we can say that things are happening, even though slowly, but some improvement. But compared to other economies, are we moving fast enough to be competitive? Looking at things from a balanced view, we have not. There still needs to be a very conscious, effort to improve the productivity in this, economy. How much talent are we deploying in the economy? What's the handshake between the academic institutions and the industries? Are we churning out quality graduates, building skills, on the job training and all of that to ensure that the innovation and creativity in the economy is strong? These are the things that build productivity and enhance prosperity.
So Femi, why do you think it seems as if we kind of slowed down, in spite of the fact that there's been progress in terms of reforms and ensuring that we have stronger institutions? Why does it seem as if it hasn't been quick enough to endear or engendered to ensure that our competitive level is higher than where it is at the moment?
Yeah, it will be so because, like I said earlier, we're competing with other economics. And it is not about the fact that as Nigeria improved from where it was to now. It's about the fact that have you improved from where you are compared to other economies that are competing with you. You might have improved, you might have progressed, if at all. But if the other guys have improved 50% and what you have done is 10%, they're better than you. So in terms of competitiveness, they are more competitive. Now, if you look at what Oji said when he was explaining things to us about the pillars that they used to explain this thing, there are 4 of them. The first one that are called basic requirement. Now, Nigeria is growing in terms of population. And now the things that had to meet the need of the population had to be growing as well. Now I mentioned institution. Yeah, we are improving institution. But the report actually said it. It said Nigeria is either upgrading or improving. Now, how will you compare upgrading and improving to upgraded and improved? You see what I'm saying? Some economy have already done the upgrading, they've completed it. Some have already done the improvement, they have improved and done it. But we are still in the process of doing it. Improving in terms of institutions. We have judiciary system that, according to the report, is depending on poor politics. There's a lot of political dependence. A lot of cases are in court now that have been there for 20 years. How do you move with that? Now, a company wants to come to Nigeria to do business. You need the land to do the business. You can't get title for years. There's some land dispute that have been in court for 20 years. There are commercial conflict. Like I do transaction with you, we have disagreement and everything, I go to court. And we're in court for 5 years, 6 years. The value of the transaction has even gone to something else. So those are the kind of things that have issue with institution. We talk of infrastructure. What's the level of our aviation? What's the level of our transportation, sea, waterways? Now, it is improving. It was better than what it used to be before. Look at the rail system. At least it was as good as moribund before. Now it's coming up. But the fact is, some guys have moved up more than that. In 2008, Dubai does not have any train system at all. Right now, they have one of the best train systems in the world. Within 6 years, we are still trying to resuscitate our own railroad. So, I mean, yeah, we are moving, but not fast enough. Now, if you look at the rating, we are rated 129 under institution, 134 under infrastructure. Now, the question is, does it look like a lie? And again, we have to understand that there's a little bit of just subjectivity in this ranking, because apart from the statistics, they do what they call survey, ask people around. People tell them again to what they feel and how they rank Nigeria.
But then some people are actually arguing that it's even not, it's based more on perception than reality.
That is wrong.
That is part of it. Look, the part about it is that it is part of it. Perception and reality is all the same thing. There's all that adage that say that when you see a person, how the person look, represent what the person really means. It's one of those things. Perception. I came to Nigeria, I want to do a business, I need land, I can't get title for 10 years. You tell me it's perception? I want to come, I want to transport my goods from Lagos to Ibadan. It took me 5 hours, 10 hours to get there. You are telling me that it's perception? So, I mean, there are some things that, yes, it is perception. There are some that people don't particularly experience, but there are some that experience as well. If you gather 100 people together and say, okay, tell me what you think about Nigeria economy, and guys say, based on this, I think I rank Nigeria 70 of the 100 said Nigeria is rated 129. 30 said it's rated 100. Who carried it? Generality carried it, and that's one of the things about statistics. So if the survey is conducted, statistics prove that some things too, yes, we are improving, but it is less than. I had you, when you were talking earlier that somebody said that the fact that Nigeria have been able to attract a lot of FDIs was not, but it has. Look at our macroeconomic stability. We are rated in 76. What does FDI does? It is macroeconomic stability that is helping the FDI, because we are getting good return and stuff that they're making people come around to say they want to invest. It has been accounted for in our macroeconomic stability. Health and basic education. do we have it that well compared to what happened in the UK, what happened in the US, or some other even African countries that are trying to be South Africa? Even in Ghana, there are some things that they have better than we do here. So those are the kind of things that fall into this.